Hey everyone, TJ here for your 15-minute stretch break. I am excited to be back to virtual stretch break, as I'm sure you are. So let's get started. So we're going to stand. We don't need any mats or anything like that. So we're going to stand. I want you to give yourself a great big hug, and I want you to slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. After all that sitting, I'm sure that our back could use a very good stretch. So slowly rolling down one vertebrae at a time. And then drop your arms down to where you're reaching for your toes. Now, typically we would want a flat back for this hamstring stretch, but we're doing a whole back stretch or a whole spinal column stretch. I want you to give yourself a great big hug again, and now slowly roll back up, one vertebrae at a time. Just feeling that stretch traveling up the back, right between the shoulder blades. When we get to the very top, I want you to roll your shoulders back just a few times. All right, so we're gonna stand with our feet shoulder width apart. And I just want you to take your left arm and reach it towards that right side. Feeling that stretch right underneath the arm, the armpit, and kind of into the side a little bit. Nice job. All right, let's do the other side. We're gonna come back to that side, but we're gonna do something a little different. So now right arm reaches towards that left side. And again, feeling that stretch in your back, right underneath your armpit. And making sure we're breathing. Man, I have missed this class so much. It's nice to get up and stretch. All right, so we're now going to stand with feet back together. And this time we're going to reach again, left arm towards the right side, kind of feeling a little more within like that lower kind of outer oblique. So again, feeling that on the left side, into that kind of hip a little bit. And if you feel like you have pretty good balance, you could actually cross your left leg over your right, and then still do that same stretch. Just be careful, don't fall over. All right, so let's go other side. So again, just standing feet together. Otherwise, if you want, cross right over left this time. And again, don't fall over, but reach. Again, feeling that stretch again now underneath that armpit, but now it's a little more within that hip. Nice job. Excellent. All right. So if you have good balance, excellent. If you need to hang on to a wall or something, do so, but you can just kind of grab one, like your left hand, grabbing your left calf, and just kind of bringing your knee up into your chest. Otherwise, if you've got great balance, just hugging, testing your balance, testing the stability in one ankle, which is the leg that you'd be standing on. And now let's go other side. Again, if you need to hang on to something, otherwise bring that right leg up into your chest, or that right knee up into your chest. Nice job. All right, so let's do a quad stretch. So the front of our leg, again, standing. You could be lying on the ground on this if you just so happen to be in the office and you don't want to be seen. But I just want you to grab your right hand to your right foot. And obviously that leg is behind, or that knee is bent and the foot is behind you. Just standing tall. And again, feeling that stretch through the front upper thigh. And now let's do the other side. So I'm going to switch to the left. You may be on your right side, but that's okay. We're still on the same stretch. So again, left hand grabs the left foot. That knee is pointing straight down. Nice job. All right, so we're gonna go back to that stretch again. This time we're gonna push that leg back just a little bit. So grab right foot with your right hand, and now push your knee back kind of behind you. And again, if you need to hang on to a wall, you can. Otherwise, you can test your stability. See how well you balance on one leg. And now let's switch and do the other side. So left side, left hand grabs that left foot, pushing that left knee just back a little bit. And what ends up happening as you kind of push that knee back a little bit, you're feeling that shift up into where that bend of your leg is. So when we're sitting, that hip flexor, that bend in our hip gets really tight. Nice job. All right, let it down. All right, so we're going to interlock our fingers, and we're going to place those hands or those interlocked hands behind our head. And I want you to push your elbows back and push your head back into your hands, feeling that stretch into your chest. If for whatever reason you have any shoulder limitations that do not allow that, just drop your hands down and then lift up behind you. So you've got two options. So one that's a little easier on the shoulder, and the other one is the hands behind the head. Just feeling that openness, feeling that stretch through the front of the upper body. Nice job. All right, so now let's extend that hand. So we're going to do a stretch for the arms. So especially the top of our kind of bicep into our forearm. I'm going to extend my left arm. My right hand is going to grab my left hand. Nice job. All right, so now we're going to shift it down. So instead of right hand grabbing right hand or left hand, it's now right fingers are going to grab the left fingers. All right, not including the thumb. But we're going to feel this stretch a little more within the wrist. So again, anytime that we're typing or anytime that we do a job where we're really utilizing those muscles of the lower arm and the wrist, they need a little bit of stretching out. Otherwise, you can end up with like carpal tunnel or issues where it's just like inflammation, where it's hard to do stuff because of that strain in your wrist. All right, let's switch and let's move to the right or the left hand, grabbing the right hand, but this time the right arm is extended out. So feeling this more in the upper arm into that upper forearm or the upper half of that lower half of your arm. If you are staring at the screen watching me do this. Nice job. All right, so now let's move into the fingertips. So left hand or the left fingertips are going to grab the right fingertips. Nice job, feeling that stretch within the wrist. Awesome. All right, so left hand, flat on your back. You're going to stretch out the back of that upper arm, which is that tricep. And so we're going to have the elbow straight up in the air. And That right hand is going to grab that left elbow. We're just feeling that stretch in the back of the arm. Nice job. All right, let's move it to the right arm. So now that right elbow is going to be up in the air. That right hand is flat on your upper back, and your left hand is going to grab that right elbow, pulling it towards the head. Nice job. Excellent. All right, so we're going to bring that down. Let's shake out those arms really quick. Sometimes it starts to get a little achy up in the shoulders. So let's work that out just a little bit. So I'm going to have you take your feet wider than your shoulders, and I want you to bend at the waist. So if I bend at the waist, I'm just kind of hanging my arms straight down, and I'm just kind of letting them circle, kind of imagining that infinity sign. You could go clockwise and counterclockwise, just bringing that blood flow back into your arms. Nice job. All right, so while we're in this position, I'm going to slightly turn your way. So feet still shoulder width apart or wider than shoulders. I want you to bring both hands towards the right side or towards that right foot. So again, if you're kind of watching me, kind of mirroring what I'm doing. So again, just feeling that towards that back leg. And I want you to walk it towards the center. Now feeling it in the back of both legs or the hamstrings. And now I want you to walk it towards your left. So both hands walking it towards the left side or that left foot. Excellent. Walk it back to center. Nice job. And stand up. We're going to do a couple more stretches. We're going to stretch out the back of our lower legs, our calves. So get into this kind of runner's-like stance, like you're about to take off running somewhere. I want you to push that back leg or that back heel into the floor, feeling that stretch through the back of the leg that's behind you. And there is a slight bend in the leg that's forward or in front of you. So I'd say like shoulder width stance. If you want to go a little wider, it does facilitate or kind of give you a deeper stretch. But do what you feel is right to you or what feels good. Nice job. All right, so let's switch sides. So now I'm going to go right leg, pushing that right heel back into the ground. Both my feet are pointing straight ahead. So again, you're seeing this from a side view, so that way you see what I'm doing. So again, that right leg in front, or that leg in front of you is a slight bend. The right leg that's behind you should be straight. If you feel too much in the back of the knee, you could always slightly just kind of put a bend in that knee. Still trying to push that heel into the ground. Excellent. Come out of it. All right. So last couple stretches. All right. So with our neck, I always finish off with this just because I feel like it's important. Right side or right ear towards the right shoulder. You could use your right hand to just gently grab that left side of your head. And if you want, you can extend that left arm so you feel that stretch underneath that left ear. into the left side of your neck. And again, being gentle, we're not pulling hard. We want to feel this stretch lightly, because if we pull too much, it might actually make the tension a little worse. And we don't want that. All right, other side, last stretch. So now left ear towards the left shoulder, left hand is grabbing that outside part of the right head. And if you want, you can extend your right arm just a little. And again, being gentle with that stretch. Feeling that underneath the right ear, into the right side of the neck. Nice job. All right. I am so glad that we had stretch break today. I needed it. I'm pretty sure you needed it. Later today, there is 12:30 total body conditioning, which is in the facility. Otherwise, tomorrow's class is, oh my gosh, is a circuit class from 7:20, I think. But otherwise, we'll see you guys again. Have a great day.